Okay. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, everybody, depending on where you are on the globe when you're joining this class. Once again, we have the privilege of attending, William Sir's classes. This is a preview class for the Panchpakshi session that William Sir is planning to take. As usual, our anticipation is kind of appetite is whetted because he comes from bringing the most esoteric secrets from classical sources and guru paramparas also, gathered from various sources. And I mean, I think how the way we've been benefited in the VigyaVastu platform over the last several years due to William Sir, it just keeps increasing our anticipation for every class. And Panchpakshi is a very special science. I think this is so we are all waiting in anticipation for what Sir brings, both in terms of the content and in terms of how to make the content usable on a day-to-day basis. So, sir, thank you very much. Without further ado, handing over to you.
Yes, just a minute. We just go on prayers. Hari Om Gananaham Tva Ganapadigam Havamahe Kavim Kavina Tuvasravastaman Jeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspata Anashanmano Devisida Sadhanam Prano Devi Saraswati Vaje Virvajani Vadi Vinamavatraya Vadno Ganeshaya Namaha Saraswati Namaha Sri Gurupyo Namaha Hari Om Om Bhurvasavaha Satsvitarare Enmarko Devasya Dhimahi Yena Prachodayat Umaditya Somai Mandalai Badacha Burashukosmi Sirauki Vidama of saints to all the great rishis of Panchpakshi. So I think most of you all should have heard about this Panchpakshi, right? Or is it very, very new to you? All of you have just heard it somewhere here and there. Before I go, tell you about Panchpakshi. Have you heard about anything about it?
I've used it extensively.
Oh, great. Okay.
Yeah, I've been testing it out to see how, I guess there's the Panchpakshi, which is your off day, versus your I don't know what the prime days are called, but the days that are good.
Okay.
And then obviously, eat, sleep, dead, rule. Just testing it out, and then also testing it with the Hora system, Jupiter, Mars, Sun, Venus, Mercury, Moon, Saturn, the Hora timing to see like where you get the most power.
So you're blending both Panchpakshi and Hora.
Yeah, I mean, I've done a little analysis. I mean, they say that if you're using Panchpakshi with the Hora together, it's even more powerful than Panchpakshi by itself. I think Hora is still a little more powerful than Panchpakshi, though, slightly.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, then
yeah.
Who else has anything to say about what they know and what their views are?
So I have learned Panchpakshi several years ago, but usability was tough because, how do you really use it? Because that again, you have to calculate and find out which is the rising Pakshi, etc. That's a problem.
That's the biggest difficulty. It is not standard. It is sensitive to the Paksha. And not just the Paksha. The whole Paksha it is not the primary Pakshi. Primary means 5 birds in the night, 5 birds in the day, and 5 birds in the night. That doesn't work out. Everybody thinks that is the Pakshi. You have sub-Pakshis, which each one divides into 5. So 25 in the day, 25 in the night. So which sometimes is even 12 minutes. One Pakshi can be 12 minutes. So the auspicious time is to the 12 minutes. So that is naturally very difficult. So if you do not have a software, you cannot do it. It's not like Raukal, Yamaganda, Dobete, or Hora, which is 1 hour, even wherever sunrise, approximately we can calculate mentally. It is available. Panchpakshi never became famous because of this cumbersome, complex calculations available, and lot of which is the Panchpakshi for you. This itself is hidden. See, you have Tidi Pakshi, you have Nakshatra Pakshi, you have Rasi Pakshi. Yeah, there is some school which says only one Pakshi. I would say there is say no, it is sensitive. There is one Pakshi for Shukla, one Pakshi for Krishna. So which is the right Pakshi? So so each will give my parambara is this is the correct one, is the correct. And then finally, how do we actually choose the Panchpakshi? It's very, very important. I mean, how to use it is a very big secret. Even in the most famous of the books, it was not revealed fully. It was just one hint was given. Okay, so anybody else? You just give me your views before. The way I narrate and bring out, I prepare the thing, but let me say, depending on your back, what I say. Anybody else has some, what I say?
Yes, Vidyamji, I remember
Yes.
you were teaching us in one of your
Muhurta course.
Muhurta class.
Yes. Just one brush up, very introductory, just basics of Panchpakshi. This course, it will be completely very detailed. I think I should have spoken about 30 minutes. No, this will be about 5 hours. And I never spoke about the sub-Pakshis, Sukshma Pakshi. So this the hidden secret is not in the primary Pakshi. Anybody will look at and say, oh, my bird is this ruling bird, so this is my lucky time. It is not there in the primary Pakshi, it is there in the sub-Pakshi or Sukshma Pakshi.
Wow. Okay, looking forward to.
Yeah. Anybody else? Anything? Sharath, you introduced to this?
Partially, sir. Application is still difficult for me with this, sir.
Okay. I think don't worry about the thing. I'm exclusively doing a software for this. So exclusively for what I'm teaching, if I don't put it in a software, I tried every other software about. Nothing is in detail and nothing what I'm teaching. So I myself did a software. We'll be releasing it on when we are doing the webinar. I'll be launching a very detailed, first time in the world, launching a complete Panchpakshi software.
Williamji, this will this be overriding the Muhurta?
I'll tell you. See, first, all this will be in this, what I'm going to give you in the preview. Right, like you said, how important is Hora, all these things. First, you must understand what Muhurtas, basics. If you understand, then you will understand what is Panchpakshi and what are the other Muhurtas. That will be the vital discussion today. How important is it with the rest of things? So I just wanted to know.
Is it true that Panchpakshi is more powerful than Muhurta? Because I mean, if you...
I'll tell you. Say I simply say yes, no. Then what does it explain? To tell you why I must give you information regarding that, right? I will tell you. This is part of the class. This is one of the, in fact, starting it starts with that. What is the difference between traditional Muhurta and Panchpakshi? Because this is not the only Muhurta. It is not only Hora. I know about 50 methods of Muhurtas. Original books you take, there is 50 types of Muhurta. From Bhargo Muhurta, Dogati Muhurta, Brihaspati Muhurta, so many, it goes on. Kalavela itself, the yamas can be divided into so many types. You got the original books. If you make it in a software, you won't know which to choose. Which Muhurta to choose. So each Rishi brings out one system and it goes on and on and on. So you will get confused. And there I've introduced Panchpakshi to you. So then you must know the basic difference. What is Panchpakshi? What is these traditional Muhurtas? What are these traditional Muhurtas? And where Panchpakshi differs and is different, I have to explain it to you now. I'll definitely explain it. I just want to know, because a background of what you all know, a little bit what you know, I just want to know if you know. So based on that, maybe I'll get. Anybody else? Anything?
Yes, sir.
Oh.
I have been
Yes,
introduced.
Sudarshanji.
Yeah, I have been introduced, and to some extent I'm aware of it, and I use it to. But application, yeah, as somebody said, yeah.
So all
For
of
Muhurta and all, I am not very, but for my personal use, sometimes I use it.
So it should not be like. It should not be like, okay, it is one more of the extra Muhurta, which is already 100 types of Muhurta. Let's take one more aspect of the Muhurta. It should not become, okay, one more Muhurta. Hora we taught, Dogati we taught, Bhargava Muhurta we taught. What do you say? You got, what is this called? Chaugadiya is there. Tamil Nadu, you have Gauri Muhurta. Everybody is crazy. Each state has one Muhurta, very, very famous. In between, Rahukal, Yamaganda will come, Guliga will come. Varvel will come. So, all the Velas which we learned in Jamakoli, all will come. So, which to take, which not to take. If I take horoscope, gone. Sthira Lagna, Vai Lagna, Nya Lagna, no malefic in Lagna, then where is the Muhurta? Right. Okay, let's go. We'll go into the main section. Let's see. We'll try to address whatever. So, this is from tradition. And particularly from Sage Agastya. I have one book of Agastya, but I have a very important book, notes, original Tamil sloka by Kakabujandar. That was my main thing. So a little bit of the original text from Tanjavur library. Tanjavur, there is a particular library there. Tanjavur Mahal, one library is there. Even though you can go get the original books, one particular person has also released the Tamil, and a simplified English version is there. The Tamil version is very, very detailed, exactly what it was, the text there. Then there are many other versions available. Different Siddhars have written about it. Rovarishi, Kumbhamuni, and most, I've seen Kakabujandar again doing a lot. So Agastya and Kakabujandar have done a lot. It is in palm scripts. It is something related to Nadi. In Nadi, it was written, and this book is the exact translations are there. There is one Tamil version, English version, Bio Rythm's one book is there. Sundara Varadacharya has written the book. His pen name is Pulipani. I think that's one of the best book in English available. I think no other book is available in English. It is available. But that's a very simplified version. If you go into it, not much of detail, how to use function will not be there. But for introduction, it is a fantastic, and that's the only book available in English. But originally, if you go, Agastya version is there, Kakabujandar version is there. So many of the versions are available. Okay, one thing, this is kept in a secret. And why was it kept in a secret? I will say, yes, it was kept a secret. More than the secret is, see, using it is very difficult because this is Paksha sensitive. The same Pakshi will not rule in Sukla Paksha, it's different. Krishna Paksha is different. So it is 2 hours, 24 minutes. It's wide. So every 2.5 hours you can, but the secret is not in the primary bird. The secret is in the Sukshma bird. There is one bird which rules, and there are 5 other sub-birds, and there are 5 other sub-functions. So it is about 250 functions in a day and night. 125 in the day, 125 in the night. How do I calculate it? I cannot be calculating every day and finding out what is this day and doing it. So that is one reason it was not famous. So I think it is high time, and you have a software, everything. It should become very, very simple. And then, okay, this is shrouded in secrecy because this is not what I say using only for you. I know it's not whether what is my peak moment, not my optimum period. When I am at my best, I know when my enemy is at my worst or when my enemy is ruling. It is inbuilt. It is totally inbuilt. So when I'm doing something, I can know when my enemy is weak and when I can do something. Usually the kings use it for war. So when they go to a particular war, what I say, when he's that person bird dying and when he's ruling, he will choose it. So many things are used for this. And then for many tantric aspects, it was used. I know no tantric without Panchpakshi, you cannot use it because this is the secret of Tantra. I will tell you in detail how all it has been used. I'm just giving you this very important. Okay. So, and yeah, this is what I told you. This is very, very important. Why this is very, very, not like every other prasna. Hora is 1 hour, Dogati is 48 minutes. I think this Yama Vela will be 1.5 hours, Rahu Kalayama Ganda. But this is 12 minutes. And each word is not the same time. Each word has different sub-functions. It can be 24 minutes, 18 minutes, 12 minutes, it will change. So it's very precise. So your timing is 12 minutes. This is very, very important. So no other system has such long, short durations. Okay, now we come to what sir was asking. What is the difference between Panchpakshi and the traditional muhurta? Is it just another set of muhurta? So you have Dokati, Gatika Muhurta, Yamartha. See, mostly everything is depending on sunrise to sunset, sunset to sunrise. And these are divided into called yamas or velas. So rishis have named them different types. Sometimes it's 48 minutes, sometimes it's 1.5 hours minutes, sometimes it's 2 hour 24 minutes. 5 yamas in a day, 5 yamas in the night, or yamas, or we call it jamas in Tamil. Will be there. So most of the muhurtas are called Gatika Muhurta, Yamartha Muhurta, all Kalhara, everything is based on it, and then trying to find out what is a good time. But you know one big secret in that? What is in these muhurtas, once it is not revealed fully, remember Yaravkal, Yamagandam is not revealed fully. Why? Because these are Paksha sensitive. These work differently in Shukla, differently in Krishna. Tuesday, or what I say, the Ashtami, which is bad, or Navami, which is bad, or Tuesday, or Saturday, or Friday, which is supposed to be very, very holy, or a Shukra Hora is different in a Shukla Paksha and Krishna Paksha. So it is nowhere been discussed. What are these Belas? Raukal in a Krishna Paksha, Raukal in a Yamaganda is different. So this part is missed. This part is only for the Parambara. Okay, this was never released to the public. So we just simply tell you all these are there. But how to act, what to say, the most important hidden aspect is it is completely different in Shukla and Krishna. So you cannot use it fully if you do not understand that particular part. But when it comes to Panchpakshi, this is absolutely different, totally, because the system itself, what I say, it takes in Paksha sensitive. See, Hora. What is the difference between Shukra Hora in the day, Shukra Hora in the night? What is the difference between Shukra Hora in the Shukla Paksha? What is the difference between Shukra Hora in the Krishna Paksha? And is Shukra always same? Should I see Shukra is exalted? Where is Shukra in my place? Where is in transit? Where is Shukra? How will I see? So can I blindly use Jupiter Aura and Shukra Aura for all things, or Mercury Aura for education purposes? Or where it is in transit, where it is in my horoscope, I have to check the strength and all that aspect only I'll have to use Hora. See, there's no rules actually. Simply they will give you Shubha Hora, Paba Hora, that's all. Ravgala Yamaganda, what is good? And one more very, very important aspect. Understand these are universal types. You know what is type? This is the cosmos going through a rhythm. It is not your rhythm. Okay, the universe has a rhythm. Universe, all these are based on Tattva. You understand what these Muhurta base? They are based on Tattva. Tattva, the elements, the 5 elements, they are based on completely the 5 elements. Based on understanding the 5 elements related to the moon, related to the sunrise and the day, they have tried to find out which is a good time, which is a bad time. So this is the logic of all muhurtas. Whatever all Gatika muhurtas, Yamavela, Ravgala, Yamaganda is based on the day. What is the day? What is the Paksha? The sunrise and day, dividing the day into different parts. What to say, this is how it is made. But again, understand this. This is not personal. Ravgala is not my bad time. We have a race. What I say, India just had a World Cup. Okay, now both start at the same time. Okay, now what do you say? Both start a running race, 100 meters race. Who will win the race? If I look at the Muhurta, I don't look at the birth horoscope. If I look at the, how will I do it? Okay, if both are starting in Mass Hora, who will win? The Hora, in all the Yamavelas, it is not for you. Understand very, very clearly, it is for the universe. The universe is going into the rhythm. It's a pattern of the universe. You must have something personal for you also. You understand what I'm saying? See, this is based on the tattvas. This is the pattern, function, rhythm of the tattvas. So you need a system where I need to know the rhythm of the universe and my own biorhythm. So when is my rhythm is at peak, when it is at low, when is the universe is at peak, when the universe is in low, when both are in sync, when both are in synergy, both are in resonance, that is my best time. So which system does it give you? Tell me. You know, in any system which checks my system, I am okay, this particular moment, I am at my best peak energy, my biological energy at its peak. But I mean biorhythm in the sense is it's my tattva. Tattva is fire, water, air, space, all these 5 rhythms. The universe has a particular energy rhythm. it is a big Shastra, Swara Shastra, each day based on each Paksha. The day starts with, one day starts with fire, one day starts with water. It goes, every 2 hours, 24 minutes. It has bifunction in that. The universe has, even the person also has. So when two people are meeting together, there is a competition. Who will win depends on the universe rhythm, that person's personal rhythm, other person, who's at the best and who's in synergy with the universal rhythm, they will win. This is not there in any traditional, system. Not that it's not there. It has not been taught. It has not been taught. It's kept secret. How to use Hora, nobody knows. How to use Dogati. Dogati is such a wonderful system. Nobody knows. Because it is not personalized. Okay, it is only for the universe rhythm. Various, all these Yamar, Bhargav Murta, 24 minutes. It is better than Dogati was the best. There's some story also which goes on to say.
Sorry to interrupt, but
yes,
have you seen the power of your ninth house lord according to your chart and its Hora? It's very powerful.
See, that's what I'm saying. You have to find out your chart. You must know your chart. You must know when is it in transit. All that you have to check. So
I don't even think you have to know in transit. I've tested out the ninth house Hora lord for a Cancer ascendant.
I'm not saying Hora is wrong. I'm not saying Hora is bad. It has its own speciality.
But you said that Shukla Paksha and Krishna Paksha could be different, or even the transit
it works different.
Jupiter could affect that Hora. I don't think so, because
you don't understand what I'm trying to say. I'm saying it works different. This is traditional. This is a tradition. It works different. There is something called evolution, involution. This is how Swara Shastra, everything is there. I'm not giving my own gyan or anything. This is how from this Shastra works itself.
Well, have you ever done anything like, let me give you an example. Whenever I'm Jupiter Hora and I'm in my vehicle, I'm in America, I can drive 120 miles an hour and no cop will ever pull me over. That's how powerful the ninth house lord is.
Yes, okay.
I could probably kill somebody and get away with it during Jupiter Hora.
Sir, could I just interject, please? Mr. Raj, thank you for your observations. But I would request everyone to first just focus on
let me finish
what
the thing, and then we'll have the
gives.
discussion.
Then we can have a discussion at the tail end.
My flow will go, that's what I'm saying. We'll have the final discussion and what you'll feel and everything else. Okay, each has their own personal, and Hora is the best, and everything else best. We will talk about that. Okay. I've done 3 classes on Muhurta. I've done many separate classes on Hora itself. We have done Kashyapa Hora only based on Prasna with Hora. So Hora is very special. Yes. What is happening? I'll come to that also. Okay. The most important, the speciality of Panchpakshi is, it takes in the Paksha. So it's the same. It is a completely same. It takes into the Yamavela. The day, a day is divided into day and night. It divides. Even in Rahu Kala Maganda, you have day and night. The same. It divides the day into 5 parts. Day part, night part. It is divided into 5. Okay, and then, but it is not the same for Paksha. The function is totally different in Shukla and Krishna. Completely different it is. So this is the most important where the Parambara is. See, Sage Narada says very, very clearly, even the finest Lagna must yield to a Dushta Muhurta. You can't get a spotless Muhurta anywhere. So this is what you will say. In fact, you go into for marriage Muhurta, you fix, there are 21 rules of how to fix a marriage Muhurta. So this is very, very important. Okay, so we will go into the breadth of the cosmos. This is the breadth of the cosmos, synchronizing the 5-fold rhythm, the Panchpakshi Shastra. Okay, before that, I have to tell you, everything is based on the Panchanga. Okay, the Vara, Nakshatra, Tithi, Yoga, Karana. Traditional astrologers will not go into predicting with a birth horoscope without touching the Panchanga. Panchanga is nothing but, again, the fire, air, water, space, and based on that only. All these are there. So only after understanding the base will anybody go into what to the birth horoscope. So 50% you have to understand a person is born on a particular tattva. What is a dominant tattva? Once the dominant tattva is known, only then the birth horoscope is found out. So this is the base play. But what is it different now? What is the Panchanga different from this? Here the Panchanga, again, the problem is it is not Paksha sensitive. It is only very, very general. And this is where a person is born, not for himself. It is born for the universal rhythm. When the universe is vibrating in a particular sequence, when that is the meaning of a Panchanga. But here in Panchpakshi, it is your own personal rhythm. It is your own personal. What are you vibrating at a particular time? When is your bad time? When is your strong time? What is it? And when is the universe's rhythm and my rhythm together combined to understand is Panchpakshi. Okay, so you have the secret of the Paksha is, what is it? You have Shukla and Krishna. So very, very important in knowing a good time is, but you have to know it whether it is in Shukla or Krishna. So the same Muhurta cannot be the same in Shukla and Krishna. Because Muhurta basic itself, yes, what I say, it is based on the moon, based on the sun and the moon. Sun will give you the duration of the day, and the Paksha, how we experience it, is based on the Paksha. On Amavasya, it is not the same, and in Purnima, it's not the same. Ashtami, it's not the same. Ashtami, even the Devata will go in Parigara. What I say, Ashtami is ruled by a different Devata in Shukla and different Devata in Krishna. It is Durga and Kalbhairav. So it can't be the same. Completely the whole picture will change. So this is inbuilt in this. So the basis of the system is, it is a complete, totally different system in Shukla and Krishna. Okay. So the basis, they have 5 birds. I'll come to the 5 birds. You call it eating, ruling, walking, sleeping, and death. Okay, this is supposed to be 5 in the day, 5 in the night. And it is not standard for every day. Like every other Rahu Kala Yamaganda, the timing varies. So you understand, it is not fixed. Rahu Kalam is fixed. Okay, it changes every day, but at least it is fixed. But these 5 functions, each bird will be doing a particular function. So at one time, each bird will be doing one of these functions. And the bird will not be doing the same function. One bird will be eating, one bird will be ruling, one bird will be walking, sleeping, and dying.
Can I ask a quick question?
So let me go. I lose the flow. Can I ask questions? Okay, so each time the bird, what I say, there is 5 birds at a time doing a function. So this is the beauty. Now, what do I relate to which bird? I'll relate is the biggest secret. Okay, some bird is ruling. One bird will be ruling, one bird will be dying. If I know which is my bird, only then it will work. So this is the base time. So it is not one Rahukal, one Vela. All 5 birds will be doing at the same time one particular function. So at each one Vela, there will be 5 birds functioning. So this is the secret, how to use these 5 Velas together. Which is my bird, which is the universal bird, which is the Karaka bird, you need to know that. So this is very, very important.
This question applies to it. Can I ask real quickly?
Yeah, tell me.
So Rahu Kal and other Kals that occur during the day or at night, depending on, the Pachang, does Panchapakshi override those times if it's ruling?
Okay, see, I have to complete the whole thing, only you will understand.
Okay.
This. Okay, I will tell you this. Okay, I'll tell you one thing. When your bird is ruling, if you write Rahu Kala Yamaganda, Rahu Kala Yamaganda, even Saturn Aura, Mars Aura will not matter. Okay, but if your bird is right, lucky you asked this question. If your bird is sleeping, because I've still not told what is eating, ruling, all this. If your bird is sleeping in a very low frequency, according to this, when the bird is low, Rahu Kal, Yamaganda, Gulliga, everything, Mars Aura will be very bad. That is when those Muhurtas will be very, very active. But when what I say, it is ruling, Rahu Kal, Yamaganda does not matter. For which function matters. Okay, yeah, getting married, Rahu Pravesh. Okay, you also look at Rahu Kal also. have an extra thing. But normal function, professional function I'm doing. But I'm doing, not necessary. You don't need to worry about Raukal. But my bird is dying. Raukal will become very, very bad. That is when you have to be careful. But it is also, my bird is dying, also Raukal, Yamaganda Kulika, it will be very, very bad. This is where, or Masora, Saturn aura, where you have to be very, very careful. Lucky you asked this question. Very, very important. When to see Raukal, Masora, Saturn aura is when your bird is at the weak moment. When your bird is ruling, nothing matters. That is very, very important. Very, very important information. When to use these other velas and when to use the bird. Okay, this is not the Muhurta techniques. You must, it is not as if it's used only for seeing Muhurta. This is a vibe. What I say, this is a completely a pulse. It's a completely rhythm. So if you understand the bird, okay, you understand your own personal function and you understand the universal function and when they are in synergy. So what I can do with this? Prasna. But not only Muhurta. Yes, it is one first most important Muhurta. Then it is prasna. When somebody comes and asks a question, when did he ask the question? What was the bird ruling at that time? The primary source. Based on that will be the answer. Not only in this, I will tell you completely from medicine doing, from Siddha medicine to prasna, to every other function. I'll tell you one by one. Compatibility, everything this will mean. This is not this primary birds 2.5 hours function. Hello? Okay, okay, so this is very important. This is Panchpakshi is the cosmos breathing. This is very, very important, and how you are in align with the tattvas. Okay, so this is the traditional Muhurta versus the Panchpakshi Muhurta. So I have already told you it is the snapshot of the time, and this is personal. This is the only difference. It is personal. Though traditional Muhurta, an expert astrologer can make it personal. Knowing horoscope, how to use Hora, how to Dogati, if you can personalize, a traditional Muhurta has its validity. Panchpakshi, again, what I say, it comes together. Inbuilt, it comes. It is universal and versus personal. So I need not say Chandrashtam is there for me. What I say, can I do this? This comes together. I need not say Guru Hora on a Chandrashtama, how does it work? Saturn Mas Hora and Chandrashtama. So I need not keep looking at my personal horoscope, personal time and the Vela together. In a particular Muhurta, it is Kala Vela. You have to see Lagna Shuddhi, Graha Shuddhi, all these to take. Panchanga Shuddhi. Base Panchanga is Panchanga Shuddhi. Then it is Kala Shuddhi. Then it is Graha Shuddhi, the Lagna Shuddhi. All that is there. And then it is personal. Is it personalized to me? All these things are personal. There's an expert. It's almost impossible if you look at Muhurta to do it. This comes with a full system where it is personalized and it is also universal, and when both are in sync. That's a speciality of it, if you know to use it correctly. Okay, so this is very, very important aspect. This picture I will tell you why these birds. What to say? You will see Subramanya with a peacock is one of the Panchpakshi, or crow, which is the Pakshi of Saturn, or owl for Mahalakshmi. You can see most of the birds. These 5 birds have one of the gods. I will talk about it. Why these gods have these as symbols. And another question, why these 5 birds, not any other birds? And first, why birds? Why not animals or any other symbols? You could have given deity. First, Panchaputa, you can simply say fire, say air, say water, keep it, let me keep Agni, Jala Tattva. Why do you give birds name for this? What is the reason for giving birds name for this? What is the meaning of bird? And why only these 5 birds? You have so many other birds. And there are so many birds. Why these particularly 5? What is the importance of the Siddhas to give a bird symbology? Actually, it is Tattva based. This is to make it, put it in a secret. The birds are nothing but the Pancha Prana. These are our 5 vital airs. And what I say, they represent the air and space element. An animal is an earth element. Where does the bird move? The bird is in the air. So it represents the prana. So it is our vital energy. It is function of our vital energy. Typically, it is our vital energy. That is the particular main reason, what I say. It is in the Om Bhur Bhuva Swaha. And all the 3 worlds will have words. Why Garuda is very, very, which is the vulture. or Garuda, Valluru, which is called, the Vishnu's element it is. So what I say, this is the birds, the prana is the subtle body. It is our Sukshma Sarira. Our Sukshma Sarira in the Stula Sarira. This is the most important. So the rishis, in fact, you will have the Hamsa Gayatri, Hamsa Gayatri, which is so and hum. It is a swan. So always the mind is it is related with it. The breath is its wings, destiny is the sky, the mind is the bird. The reason why the Siddhas have chosen the bird symbology rather than any other symbology, because it's typically only tattva based. So it is only tattva based. You could have given it a huge thing. There's a huge secret. I will tell you more in the class why this bird symbology is given. So what are the 5 functions? You look at it. Samana, Prana, Apana, Vyana, Utana. We use it in the mantras. What are the 5 functions? Or the Panchabuddha, the Tejas, Vayu, Prithvi, Apas, Akasha, or the Jnanandriya, Karmandriya, Panchakriya, Samhara, Tirobhava, Srishti, Sthiti, Anugraha, and more. I have a lot more of these functions. It all starts from Nama Shivaya. I will tell you that also. What is from the word Nama Shivaya separates the whole word, the 5 Panja function. The 5 functions are separated, and from the 5 functions start if I have to give it in a bird symbology, it is these Panchapakshis. So as far one of the reasons I'm telling you, it is the Pancha Prana. If you want to know the function, see the Samana Vayu, which is the digestive fire, the Prana Vayu, it is a life-sustaining force. The Apana Vayu is a grounding or elimination force. The Vyana Vayu is the circulation force, and the Udana Vayu is the upward force. So the function and is related to a particular bird, and these birds, these are not standard. These bird functions and the elemental, you will see sometimes one I'm given one element, one as you look at you will look at it. It is slightly different in the day. It functions. It is different in the Sukla, it different in the Krishna. So suddenly I'll say while Valcha I'm giving a different element, and then suddenly I will give it a different element in another slide. Because day and night, depending on a certain aspects, it will change. The basic element, it has a primary function, but its function changes based on the Paksha. Okay, so this is the reason why, if you can go why birds have been given. There are a lot of theory into the vulture's attitude. Owls, so why owl? What does it mean? It's a lot of secrets. In fact, if you go into the traits of a person who's dominated by, I'm an owl. So I function best in the night only. At night I become very, very quiet. There was one time in school I was doing very, very bad. I was wondering why I'm not studying. Then I discovered after 12, I can just, whatever I read the book, I can understand everything. Then I was standing first in school and college after that. Until that, I was very, very average. I discovered only at 12, my receptivity in concentrated absorption is best. Very later, when I come to astrology, I know this is because my frequency is an owl. So each vulture as a person born with vulture dominant, crow dominant, peacock, each has one particular function. Looking at the horoscope and understanding what is your character, I will tell you. You just look at your bird, you will know which is because that is your primary tattva. It is not for character analysis. This is also for Ayurveda. You want to give medicine, what is my primary tattva? He has to, very little people knows how to knead the pulse. Find your pulse, find your nadi, and give the medicine based on that. Nowadays, nobody gives based on that because it is lost. So it's just a guess. Depending on system, you should be one of these tattvas. But here, when you know your bird, you will know what is your dominant tattva. Based on that, you can easily say this should be the medicine. This is one big secret if you know how to understand not your trait, not your character, who you will vibrate with, and how your medicine should be. I'll give you a section based on that. A detailed section will be there. So this is the reason. Vulture, Garuda is Vishnu. Owl is Alakshmi. Shiva is night. Crow is Sani Bhagwan. Hen is Murga. Murga has 2 of this. It's already a peacock and cock are ruled by Murga. The reason why these birds are related to one of the primary gods, which is related to your Panchaprana. Okay. So we will come into the function. So the bird, there is a bird at a time, there is one bird which eats, rules, the bird walks, the bird sleeps, a bird dies. So what? 5 birds, what is it? One of them in 2.5 hours, 2 hours, 24 minutes, will do one of these functions. Now, what applies to me? That matters more. Which is my bird, and what does it apply to me? It is a matter. So the bird doing is a universal function. When I know it is my bird, okay, so that is my function. It is my rhythm. When I'm born, based on, to find the bird is another big secret, which is my bird. It is not simply you pick up what I say based on nakshatra. It could be a Tithi, Rasi, many things. That is a big secret. But to find out your bird, once you identify what is your bird, what is the general function, and what is my personal bird doing, becomes extremely very, very important. So this is a big secret. What for you to understand that. Okay, so the birds are not symbols, they are rhythms. They are explaining the Panchaprana, they are the Tattva cycle, and they are nothing but the function of the Panchakshara. See, each mantra has different function. Panchakshara, in fact, the complete Siddhar, the whole Panchpakshi is based starting with Nama Shivaya. I'll show you the table. Nama Shivaya. From that, the birds, 5 birds, and from that, all the functions. In the remedial measures, I will tell you, because there's no understanding of remedial measures if you do not understand what is Nama Shivaya. I think who have attended my previous class will know what is Akshara and what is the full secret of the Akshara base. I will just give you that basis. Okay, so we come to your bird. So vulture is authoritative, power, governance. Owl is an intuition, night, governance. Crow is communication, speed, wit. Hen is nurture, home, sustenance. Peacock is ceremony, beauty, spirit. Okay, and see, again, the bird functions differently in the day. It functions differently in the night. The bird in Shukla is different. The bird in Krishna is different. So it's not standard. I'm just giving you a primary function. I am an owl. I'm born at night. I'm at almost midnight. I'm born. And so it suits me better. A bird, it had its primary function during a paksha. So you have to take all those into account. So it is not, I'm a bird, always it will be the same. I'm an owl. An owl born in the day is a different owl. A born in the night is different. An owl functioning in the Shukla is different. An owl functioning in the Krishna, again, day and night. So basically, an owl can be 5 different times. So this is, so anyway, for you to understand what is this birds, each has a 5 primary function. So this is, I'll give you the detailed aspects. This is just to give you the thing, where Nama, Shivaya rules the 5 elements, the sense organs, the Karmendriya, Jnanendriya, who's the Lord, the cosmic action, the Shiva or Svesa, Brahma's face. It goes, there's one more Lord version. This is all starting with the Nama Shivaya. From Nama Shivaya comes these 5 birds, and from this comes the complete function. And without understanding this, you cannot perform any remedial measures. If you do not understand this, there are 5 sounds based on the 5 vowel sounds, or based on this Nama Shivaya, and based on this, the 5 birds. Without that, absolutely, there is no remedial measures. There is no muhurta. You can't do anything if you do not know this. Basic for you to, you can read it here and there. From there, you can pick up what is Jnanendriya, Karmendriya, but you need to know a base, a substratum where this functions from. What is Nama, Shiva? What is all that you'll have to know? We know in Katapayati, we know even the numerological value of all these things. All this, if you know your birth, you will know correctly where I am for any aspects, for Muhurta or Prasna or for medicine, treatment. Okay, so this is your natal bird. There are 2 things. Your natal bird and what is the bird. There is a bird which will be doing something. Always there is a ruling bird. Every day there is a ruling bird. Monday, today is Monday, there is a bird ruling. Tuesday there is a bird will be doing. That need not be your bird. There is your personal bird is different. Ruling bird is different, and both of them, my bird, what I say is good on a particular day. It is bad on another day. So at a time, always 2 things you understand. There is a ruling bird and your bird, what it's with. So it is very important. So it is not period based. A whole day is ruled by a bird, and the whole night is ruled by a bird. And what is your bird ruling a particular day? And it has 5 functions the day, 5 functions the night. So this is the ruling and the die. So what is the meaning of ruling bird? What is a ruling bird? In Tamil, it is called Arasu. So there is a bird which rules, there is a bird which does. So rule is when you are a rule, you are at your command, you're at your peak, you're at your best. What is your bio rhythm? You're completely your tattva. Your tattva of the day is at its best. I'm a fire. Let's say I'm a fire principle. Predominantly, I'm a fire principle. And nobody is completely one tattva. So it is a blend. So that I can find with the sukshma bird which I am born, what is my, so what I say, dominant tattva and the sub tattva. It is a blend of both is what I am. So what I say, the ruling bird is very, very important to understand what is my best. And the dying is very, very important to know when I am low. When I am, my biorhythm is at is very, very low. Let's say I am a fire bird. Today is a water day. Or my bird is very weak today. Today, based on the paksha, based on the day, a particular bird is very low, a particular bird is very high. I need to know that. Very, very important. What I say, extremely very important. Then we'll see what is your Rahu Kala Yamakanda, where is my moon, where is all that is different. When is what I say, I am in sync with what I say, where is my tattva dominant? If I do not know this, I cannot do anything. What is my tattva? When is my tattva at dominance? This is the biggest secret, which what I say, which you need to know it. Every other system teaches you in bits and pieces. This is a whole complete system which teaches you the function of the tattvas. Okay, so this is rule, eat, walk, sleep. It goes like this way. But the secret is not this 5. Most of the panchangas you see, it will be given. The 5 functions. So 2 hours, 24 minutes, 5 in the day, 5 in the night. It does not go like that. Each bird has a function and each has 5 sub-functions. So at a time, what I say, simultaneously, there is 25 functions at a particular time. So imagine, in a day, it is 125 functions, night 125, 250 functions. And the layer of this sub-slot, it can be up to 12 minutes. And if people who are, if the day and night is 12 hours. So in case if you have in a foreign place, when it is just 12 hours, 8 hours and 7 hours, it can come to 7 minutes, 6 minutes only. So you must know your primary bird and the sub-bird, the relationship between both of them, and then find out. That is the secret of a good muhurta. So you don't need lagna. You don't need to see all these cumbersome aspects like hora, sub-hora, dogati, bhargava. All this complication you don't need. And see, there are 2 things. It tells you about the universal rhythm, my rhythm, both in synergy. So I don't need any other system. It works. I'm not saying other system I'm wrong. What I say here, the system has everything together. Taking the Shukla, Krishna, day, night, universal, rhythm of time and my own rhythm and both in synergy. This is a specialty of the system. And it's very difficult to use because without a software, it is impossible to use. You can't be calculating up to 12 minutes every day, because the complete function is different on the next day. It goes, it's not the same time. And Shukla and Krishna, it keeps changing. By the time let's say I keep it for 15 days, and another 15 days, it is totally different. Yes, Avartana.
1 minute, I'll just unmute Mr. Avartana.
Namaste, sir.
Namaste.
Thank you. Actually, you several times mentioned about the software. So for this particular topic, you can recommend some software, or it can be calculated.
Don't worry. I'm also launching a software for this because so complicated. In detail, I can buy the software outside also. It is available, but I will tell you the way in the class will understand what is. I checked up whether any software for your purpose. I'll be teaching. If I teach you this and I don't give the software, it is waste. The whole system is waste. You need to have a software. So I'm launching the software itself on the day of the class. I'm launching the software, a very detailed software which is not available anywhere in the world. This is the first time I'm launching. The way I'm teaching based on my system, I'm teaching. I'm preference also. Anybody wants to use somebody else's preference, and that preference is also there in case somebody wants. I follow this, but the way of selecting the word is different. You can choose the preference is there. So I'm what I say, the principles which I taught my parambara and my background and my understanding. What I say, I have made a very very software. I'll show it you all in class, or maybe one or 2 days before the class. We will have a session for how it works.
So have you used Panchpakshi's? It's the name of the app on Android on the Google Play Store. Have you looked at that one?
No, I'm working out. I will tell you. What I say, yeah, it will work on the desktop. For Android, it will be a simpler version.
Oh, okay.
Because on Android, it's this will be like very very detailed. So like Jagannatha Hara you have seen, no? Jagannatha Hara
Yeah,
it can't work on Android.
Okay.
So we'll keep a simplified version for Android and a detailed version for the desktop.
Sir, another question. So it is new for me. Although you taught, but I didn't go deep. So what do you recommend start from? Just go through this.
No, I didn't get you. What is it, sir?
I mean to say I'm new in this.
No. See, I taught it in my Muhurta class, but it was an half-an-hour class because what I say, it's one of the systems, like the one of the systems I have taught you, but the most important aspect was I never taught you the sub-functions, only the primary functions. The secret of this function is not in the primary, it is finding the sub-function. It's very important to know what is the primary bird, what is the Sukshma bird. The primary bird function, the Sukshma bird function, the relationship is very, very important. Only then the secret. I'm ruling doesn't mean I'm ruling. There are many other secrets. This is called, see, this is not just, I'm just giving you a gist in this preview class. This Vela, when to use this Vela or called Yama. It is very important. What is the first, second, third, fourth, five, the order which comes, which part of the Vela is generally good and bad. There are so many secrets hidden. You have to understand the whole Muhurta. Why Dogati? What is Dogati? What is Dvigatika? What is that? You must understand the logic of it. Only then you will understand why the rishis have given these as good and bad. Why this part of the day is bad, good. These are all inbuilt in the system, in the Panchpakshi. So you will appreciate what I say Panchpakshi only if you understand the general Muhurta itself properly. In the primary Paksha, when a particular bird rules 2 and 25, there are 5 birds. The order hierarchy of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 itself will matter when which is. So many secrets are hidden in the thing. So this in the class I will tell you in detail how it differs from when to use and what is the best. So this is not another system. This is what the foundation of Muhurta Shastra itself. In a complete module. Yes, sir.
Have you tested it out? I mean, obviously, we could read books all day long. We could read the classics, but if it's not tested out,
I am an astrologer for the last 40 years. Yeah. I think last 5 years, I'm taking class on Muhurta itself 3 times I've taken. Without testing, I can't even teach this because it's a...
No, I understand, but some people, I'm just making sure.
It's a contradictory subject. Why this was not the... Finding a bird itself is difficult. You can take one particular software, will tell you this is your bird. Another thing will tell you another bird. So each will say, first identify your bird. I will tell you with the logic. Why not? I'm not saying, oh, take it from me. This is what I'm telling you. I will tell you with the rote, with the Shastra, with the recommendation, which Rishi has told. And on practice, that's how I do it in my class. My students will know how I actually teach. That's how I do it. With the Shastra base, with all the authentic sutras and slokas, I will tell you, and with application. You're right. You are very right to ask what I say. Does it work? That's very important. I can tell you.
Well, if it worked, India would rule the world.
Yeah, that's why it is kept secret. This is why it is.
Why doesn't Modi use this? If it really works, then Modi would be bombing Pakistan, taking out Bangladesh. I mean,
how would you know he's not using?
What?
How would you know he's not using? Modi
No, I
doesn't
didn't
do.
understand, I didn't understand your question. I didn't understand your statement.
How do you know Modi is not using?
I don't think he is. I don't think he's smart enough to use it.
No,
He's a
no, no.
Scorpio Lugna, but he's not that smart.
He did not
He's a
use it.
chaiwala. He's a chaiwala, man.
No,
He's
okay,
not
let's
smart enough.
So let's
no,
not
let's not take
digress. So
politics and
yeah,
anything.
we'll continue with the discussion again, like I said at the end.
In the middle,
In the middle, we'll take.
Okay, then we go into the 4 dimensions of practice. So how does it differ? Where at all it is used? Is it only for Muhurta? No, it is used for compatibility. How is it used for compatibility? Naturally, what I say, this is going to be a vibe. I am a fire. See, we take what I say, the Tidi. Tidi is for relationship we take. But here this is having all 5. What I say, what is your dominant tattva? What is your primary and your sub tattva? And how is it related? What is the other person's tattva? Not just for relationship, marriage, for anything. Boss and what I say, worker, or what I say, friend, or anything. The compatibility is very, very important. How, with which particular bird which I use matters a lot. Prasna, I have seen one of my best is this Prasna. Yes, I use Kashyapa, I use Jamakol, I use a normal moon related Prasna I use. But always when I look at what is at this moment, I will always see which is the bird and the sub-function. It will give me a very big clue on this. It's very, very important. Prasna. It's just a snapshot. What I say, make it very, very simple for me. Okay, then Namakarana. This is another part of it. Here it is not using the only the what I say, vowels. The 5 vowels are taken, and because in previous class you will know what I've taught in Namakarana. The 5 vowels are the life. Yeah, the life of the whole thing. So based on each bird has what is your bird? That particular has a vowel, and that will dominate. And what name to give? What name is lucky for you? There's one particular science completely based on Namakarana. It is not only for that, it also comes for remedial wishes. It's also particularly very important which bija to use, which akshara to use, what devata must use. All this depending on each bird is ruled by a devata, each nama is ruled by an akshara. This is Namakarana, nothing but akshara. You must know on complete science of akshara. Only then you will know. Okay, so the difference between the horoscope and the Panchpakshi. See, the horoscope is the terrain of your life. It is your potentials, your tendencies, and everything of your background. What I say, this is completely very personal. Your bird, your element, your tattva. So everything, when I look at all these muhurta, what I say, this is all inbuilt. I no need to look into my horoscope based on this. Yes, for an extra research purpose, the horoscope will matter a lot. But what is when the Panchpakshi, it is already inbuilt. It is what I say, I look at the universal rhythm and my personal rhythm together. Chandrashtama. Okay. Is always Chandrashtama bad for me? So there's always, I know people who follow Chandrashtama. Oh, Chandrashtama. When the day my bird is ruling, Chandrashtama will not do anything bad. But when the day, I'm not saying the time, there is a day which a bird rules. There is a time which a bird, every day there is one, in the day 2.5 hours, my bird dies. Night 2.5 hours, my bird dies. Okay. There is a day in 1 week, one day the bird dies completely. If my Chandrashtama happens on that day, it's very, very important. This secret is very important. I go to the holiest of temples. I'm going to do Pitrupaksh Homa. I'm going to do some big homas. My astrologers told me. I go on the day when my bird dies, on the day and the time, and I go and have darshan of the god. I did big thing, and then I come and say nothing worked for me. If you do not know when to do, which day is at best for you, all that will go for waste. So when to choose? That's one big logic in Muhurta. When to do on Muhurta. Okay, choose your birth Tithi, birth Nakshatra, and use your Tarabala, check the Tarabala, and then all that and do it. It's such a complicated process to find out. Each astrology will give you one rule to say, okay, and during Guru Vara, go and have darshan. Go to the temple, have during this particular darshan. So there's so much of things are there. This is all inbuilt. If you understand the system, you understand everything is with it. All these are not separate things. You understand the core, everything is understood by itself. It is not I have to understand. All these separate. You understand the core, everything naturally is understood. Okay, so the heart and pulse of both. This is about compatibility. What is traditional compatibility versus Panchpakshi? Panchpakshi uses what is traditional is moon nakshatra. You have this 18 or 36 guna milan. Yes, this is very, very important. In fact, many traditional also use Pakshi. Here, this Panchpakshi is very, very important. There's something called Nadi. Based on the Nadi, it is very, very physiologically and emotionally together, it takes it. See, what is the base of traditional nakshatra? Let's say somebody is Ashwini nakshatra. Here the problem is Ashwini in Shukla or Ashwini in Krishna. Is it the same? If you know normally, to know about
Are you referring to guna matching in this case?
Yeah, I'm talking about guna matching. So normally I've seen a person born in Amavasya. I have a friend who is the husband is Amavasya, the lady is Purnima. Usually we'll say Shukla Paksha is generally very good. But he will come and tell me he's a very successful businessman. Only in Krishna Paksha, I am successful. The lady says, only in Shukla Paksha, I am successful. So it is not general. Shukla Paksha is good. For you, it is different. What Tithi you are born, it's different. Whether Shukla or Krishna will work, which is good for you. The general is Shukla is good, Krishna is bad. But then for you, with Tithi you are born will mean. So that same thing in Nakshatra. It is not Ashwini. Moon and Nakshatra. In what Tithi? Is it in basic Shukla Krishna? Without knowing that, you can't do any matching. You can't, Ashwini in Shukla and Ashwini in Krishna, you can't match at all. You must know the difference. So this is where, Panchpakshi will tell you the basic difference. It starts inbuilt. Krishna, Shukla. From there, it takes it and goes. Day or night, it takes into account that and then does the match. Keep the traditional for other aspects, but then you have to add, there is something very important about it, the rhythm. This is very, very important.
A quick question?
Wait, let me finish.
Okay.
Okay. Then we come to Vastu. Okay. There is something called Panchpakshi Vastu. Okay. What is the difference between a normal general Vastu and Panchpakshi Vastu? In normal Vastu, that itself is very difficult. Then again, the general Vastu is, okay, east is the best, north is very good, south is bad, west is neutral. This is a general. Okay, horoscope wise, I look at my horoscope, look at the direction, look at the planets, and then tell you, yeah, this planet is good, so use this direction, or this rasis are good, use this. Okay, and is this always for you the same? Okay, once you're born, they're always same. In Panchpakshi, it's not that way. Every day it will change. Today north can be lucky, tomorrow north can be unlucky. Every moment it will change. Based on the bird function, it will change. It is so dynamic. The bird changes. As the bird ruling towards, the direction also changes. Each bird is ruled by a direct direction. When that particular bird rules, that direction is at best. When it dies, let's say a bird ruling the north will rule today at one time, it will die at that time. So north can be ruling and night. So I cannot say, okay, north for me, I'm born in the watery signs, or Jupiter or Mercury is strong for me. North is always lucky. No. In a day itself, twice it will die and it will rule. So you need to be so specific. If you know that, this is called dynamic Vastu. In a day itself, the same direction can be lucky and unlucky for you. Yes, there will be a bird, primary will be there. But you have to be careful, that particular direction, 2.5 hours, in the day and night, that particular bird will die. So at that moment, you have to be careful. I'm going to travel, which direction? And when that particular direction is at fall, if I travel, it is back. It's something like that, Dishashula. We use in Muhurta. Okay, something like the Dishashula. But Dishashula is very general. What I say, on a Saturday, I must not go in the east, or on a Sunday, I must not go in the west. Based on the planet's direction. This is based on the rhythm and the tattva. So this is Vastu. It's fantastic. Where I keep my money. Which place it goes, which place I face. I'm talking to I'm trying to sell a product, or I'm having a discussion with somebody. Where I face and where other person face, it matters. It's not always the same. That movement which my bird rules, I face the direction which my bird rules, and I face, I win. This one big secret in this. Many tantric aspects are hidden in directions and in remedial measures. Maybe I will talk about it and how we use it, where I sit and where I face and when I, all that matters. Many things I'm not revealing it. Many secrets are there in the system because I've seen a lot of most of the experts, tantric people know the system well and they use it correctly. You can't use tantra without this. What I say, all expert tantras, knowledgeable tantras, no Panchpakshi.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yes, sir.
So why is Uttar Falguni a crow in Shukla and in Krishna? Do you know why that happens to be the case for Uttar Falguni? Is that correct?
No, what is that? Tell you the whole why this been given. No, that is for Shukla and Krishna. The birds will change. The function will change.
Yeah, but in Uttar Falguni, they don't change. It's, according to what I've read, crow, for Uttar Falguni, being a crow will happen in Shukla or Krishna.
No, see that I have to give you the whole thing about the different systems, what they choose the birds. That I have to give you a whole introduction on how the bird is chosen.
Okay.
It is not based on nakshatra. A bird can be chosen based on your rasi, on your lagna, and tithi. And nakshatra is one particular base. Okay, then we come to the, I told you the bird sounds. What I say, the vowels. What I say, this is based for sound. This is very, very important. What mantra to use. Again, what nama to name a person, or which person is friendly to me. Why I attract. It is called akarshana. For akarshana, for attraction, which I vibe with. This particular, the bird sound matters a lot. So this is very, very important about the bird frequencies, A, I, U, E, or in English, A, I, what I say, A. Very, very important. The bird, why, what I say, the bird sound is very, very important. So this is one very, very important Shabda Brahma, because it's a vital prana. Each bird sound, which is related to the vowel, you can do one whole wonders with it. My last class and Namakarna, I was speaking completely in detail about this. Here, this is inbuilt. You don't need to know. You know how everybody knew it was 5 hours class. I was trying to explain which, what I say, how we are born, how to choose. It's such a complicated process. Here, once you know your bird, it becomes very, very easy to find out which sound will suit you. Not which sound suits you. Which sound, what I say, this is what I say, it rules which sound. There is a competition between two people. I told you the direction. The same time, this particular person has this particular name, that sound will dominate. The other person, just looking at his name, he is dying. If this sound rules, just looking at two sounds, you will know which sound will rule at this moment, which sound will be weak. Only 5 sounds, A, I, E, U. You can't have any names beyond only these 5 vowels. There are 16 vowels actually. The prime vowels are these. So just looking at the prime vowels, we can easily find out at this moment which rules which dice. There are 5 other functions. So this is very much used for daily functions, for professional functions, and many other persons. People who do not know the birth chart can use then they name and use the system. Or when they come for a prasna, I do not know my birth horoscope. How do I tell the prasna? I will take the bird. The bird can be understood through the person's name. Okay. Okay, we come into a very important aspect. Panchpakshi, Muhurta, yes, very, very important. Prasna, it is fantastic with Prasna. But when it comes to remedial measures, you know the complication and remedial measures. What I say, only through Panchpakshi is only if you know Panchpakshi, you can actually understand and do a remedial measures correctly. So it's very, very important. You have to know it because you must know your universal rhythm. You must know your rhythm. When both are in synergy, only then you must do a particular. It is not that secret. It's very, very important you know it. So this is where you need to know this basic, the great Mahatma, the table, Panchakshara table. You need to know these things. What I say, what are this Nama Shivaya, what are these vowels, what is Tanmatra, Jnanendriya, Karmendriya, the Kala, the Sadakya karma, the kriya, the phase karta kriya. Only if you understand this, will you know, you do any remedial measures. You can't blindly do it. So this is all inbuilt in the Panchakshari. Which nama is correct, which mantra is correct. All this is very, very important. Without this, you cannot do remedial measures. So this Panchpakshi it's in what is it, built with the great Maha Tattva. Okay, this is another very big secret. I'm just revealing one of the important secret. There is something called the Panchpakshi Yantra. The different versions are there. I'm just giving you one version where you can bring your tattva to balance. So everything is based on, see, remedial which is nothing but an imbalance of the tattva. Everything is health-wise or mind-based or finance. Everything is based on your tattva balance. What is it? I am a fire-based, but how to keep my fire element correct? I am a water-based or air-based. How to keep it aligned? It is based on the Panchakshara, and there is a particular yantra for it. This, what I say, I don't need to learn a separate science for it. This is inbuilt in the Panchpakshi Shastra. If you understand the Panchpakshi, you will understand which yantra will suit you, how to use it. But you will understand it. Very, very important. Mantra, yantra, tantra is all part of Panchpakshi, because all these are nothing but Panchatattva only. It's an harmony and synergy of Panchatattva. All remedy is only based on what is it, like an Ayurveda, health is based on imbalance of the doshas. The same thing. What are the doshas? The doshas is nothing but the Panchatattva. So this is the secret. All remedial measures based on. If you know the yantra, mantra, and tantra of it, you will do it. But you must know when they rule, when they die. If you do not know that, it becomes impossible to do a remedy. You have to do blind. Remedy separate, time separate, place separate, deity separate, all separate. So each astrologer will give you will have to do this only. Understand the system. You yourself will know. You don't need an expert astrologer to tell you. You know the core of remedial measures. Now you know how to do it, because you must know the rhythm of the Panchatattva. That is Panchpakshi. Okay. So the conversion point, okay, one more important. Everybody, I wanted to add this part of it, is there in my software also. The manifestation. People talk about manifestation. Is it true? Or it is a new age gimmick? No, there's no such thing as manifestation. Some people say, no, everything is already predestined. All these kind of logics. No, yat bhavam tat bhavat. As you think, that's what happens. So yes, it matters. But when do I think something? What I say, I will receive. What is it? Brahma Muhurta, what I say, or Shukravara, Guruvara, or when my Lagna is Stira, or what I say, place Shukra in my Lagna, or place 5 planets, length, and think something will happen. So many logics. This is what I say in Panchpakshi. What I say, when your bird is at optimum level, there is a short period. It is not big. There is 12 or 24 minutes it rolls. That when the whole day is auspicious for you, and the time is auspicious, that is the time when you think, when you intend, what I say, how your life has gone, what is you are aligned with yourself and you are aligned with the universe. That is, it recorrects and checks correct. So it's very, very important. Periodically, you will have to realign it is like reprogramming yourself, resetting your mental rhythm. See, the physical, for health aspect, it is resetting. I go for a what you call panchakarma. When do I go for panchakarma? Not on a bird, when my bird is dying. I will talk and then next thing I will talk about health. Same way, when my bird is ruling, if I go, I reset my body correctly. Same way, my spirit and my mind are resetting, and when I can intend correctly, I think 10 minutes, what I say, everything what I do must go on well. The Shankalpa is when my bird is at the optimal level. That's very, very important to do it. So this is one aspect of manifestation. In the software, you don't need to know all this. You just click it, it will tell you. Okay, medicinal healing. Okay, this is again where I've seen most of the people in the South use this actually for this. It is very, very important. What I say, you have to understand, because each bird has a particular what is a vegetable, a fruit, everything. Or what is you have the whole what do you call it? Not only the tattvas, what do you call Mula, the Jiva, all no animate, inanimate, everything. The birds can be made. So each bird is what I said resonating with a particular element. Now that what is best for you. So you must know what suits you. So your lucky number, lucky day, everything will come based on the same thing. So once you know your bird, you will know what all suits for me, what I'm in affinity with, what I'm in resonate, what will suit for me, not based on complicated thing, based on your tattva and rhythm. So naturally, when doing a usual Ayurvedic method is, because it's a Siddhar's method, when you procure, they will know when to go and procure a particular root or leaf, when it should be prepared and when it should be administered. All three are magic. There is, for normal medicine, it is different. But then when there is something Kaya Kalpa means making you live for more than 100 years. There is some secret, and all these people who, when they do the Kaya Kalpa medicine, they will do it for that person. That person is a crow. So he will always procure it in the crow's ruling period, do it in the crow period, and give it to him to eat it during the crow's ruling period. Regularly done for 48 days, it is supposed to make him completely, extremely, very, very healthy. So it's called the living pharmacology of time. This is nothing but the science of tattva. You can Panchpakshi, have to name it differently. It is the science of tattva, the rhythm of tattva. How each day, what tattva dominates, which is my tattva, what is the tattva of the day, when me and my tattva are in science. All the complete secret of everything is only based on this. If you know what tattva you are, if I'm a water tattva on a fire day, if I do anything, what will happen? There's one proverb in Tamil. I went to sell flour, 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 on a windy day. I went to sell salt on a rainy day. So it is like that. So you know the proverb is there. It is like that. If you do not know when your tattva dominates, and if you do something opposite to it, it will go for a waste. So completely everything, astrology, everything, it is completely based on Tridosha, Tattva, and Guna. That's all. If you, and as far as a horoscope is concerned, or everything comes to this 5, Panchakshara, like Nama Shivaya, is based on this. So this is very, very important. Each bird has a body part. And when it is at low, when is your kidney at low, when is your heart at low, when each part of your body, I told you it is the Panchaprana. It is so what is your dominant prana? What happens? Why I get constipation? Why I get asthma? Why I get this part? What is your dominant prana? What is your dying? There is a bird which is low always for you. There is a bird always high at. So what are you vulnerable to? I don't need to have complicated astrological knowledge to know all this. This just moment I know the Panchpakshi, I know what is my dominant, not my bird. I know everything about the whole animate, inanimate. I know what will rule. So I'm a owl. An owl in a particular Krishna Paksha, it is ruled by a particular element. Those only I'll be susceptible to a problem. So I need to eat these particular things to always keep it rejuvenated. So this is a very, very important aspect of it. You have to keep it very, very rejuvenated. So this is understanding Panchpakshi, is understanding Siddha medicine. Not your daily eating when I have to eat my BP tablets and my sugar tablets, you know. I'm going for a surgery. I'm going for a master checkup. I'm going for a rejuvenation therapy. So you can't go on when your bird is at the lowest phase. You have to go when your bird is the highest phase. You need to know. Maybe you go going to I'm going to for an appointment. You can't go when the bird is there. So you need to know this correctly. So this is very in detail what Vanshar, owl, the tattva, what is the health problem they have, what do they rule, what is the problem, is in detail is there. On full total medical section on preparing when to take, what to take. This is a very, very important aspect of. I've written this in detail just to tell you. This can be one of the most important. I know many people in my place, Tamil Nadu, use this section alone. Very important for health that is used. There's no Siddha medicine without Panchpakshi because it goes together with when to take a medicine, when they will go for a Panchakriya or a Panchakarma or anything when the bird is at their best. Okay, this is again the preparing medicine, that mukpa and the different type of medicine, which is preparing the medicine matters. When to procure it, when it is given, and how it is procured. All this is a method related to Panchapakshi. A Siddha medicine, without this, there is no Siddha medicine. It's not always a same medicine will work, always, not like English medicine. Okay, I take my beep tablet, Raukal, Yamakanda, anytime it will work. That's a different, it's not based on Tattva. It is a different philosophy. Siddha medicine, it is very sensitive to type. So the same Siddha medicine works differently in a Sukla and Krishna. When your bird is ruling and dying, it will work. The whole Siddha medicine is incomplete without understanding the functions. Absolutely. It works differently. There's one more very, very important I have to add. That's called, you know meridians. The Western science, people know meridians. Here it's called Varma Kala. There are 108 Varmas. Based on your bird, based on every movement, there is a particular Varma which comes active. And there is something called Amirta Bhaga, Visha Bhaga. This can be used for remedial measures. This can be also used when not to do something on a particular part of the body, or when to activate a particular part of the body. When to act, this Amirta Bhaga is there in the body, he moves with the bird function. It is related to Krishna Paksha with the Tidis, it is there. So it's very, very important. This is used for medicine, not for medicine. There are many other purposes. These are also called erogenous zones. What is it? Where these particular parts where I touch, I'll feel more better, and I'll feel a lot of pain when the particular part goes. So where my sensitivity it is highest, it is based on your bird. This is called Amrita Bhaga and Vishabhaga. So based on your bird, if you know this, people will tell you stick this in this particular part of the body for the meridian things. If you know this Amrita Bhaga, when your Amrita Bhaga is active, it's not, there is a particular part of the body. When you stick certain things over there, the Amrita Bhaga is active. Or you want to control a Vishabhaga, there is a method to do it. So this is part of Panchapakshi to understand your Amrita Bhaga, Vishabhaga. There is many people I've seen them use as erogenous zone, where you're essentially very, very active when this particular center or meridian or Varma becomes active. So Varma Kala and Panchapakshi goes together. Okay, so the whole system. Yes, sir.
Sir, if it's okay, because we've got a section ending, is it okay if we open for 2 questions? Mr. Ram has posted those 2 questions.
Yeah. I am almost at the end of. Okay.
Mr. Ram, I think one of the questions was whether the birds are male or female. So that's.
Yes, that is also there.
Okay.
The gender of the bird is also there. And
Okay.
the gender will change depending on the paksha also.
On the parts. Okay, so we'll cover this in the class.
Yes, that also will.
I think his earlier question was relating to, how do you know, if you know the pakshis of 2 opponents, then you'll be able to determine who's going to win in a competition.
Yes, that what I say. What you don't need to know his nakshatra. You know his name is enough.
Okay, know the name.
Because
The
the
Nam
name,
Pakshi.
the Nama Pakshi is enough. Or if you know his nakshatra, it is it's more stronger. It is what I say. The direction which you've talked to face. That in fact, many people use this for this purpose. You're going to file a case. What is it? When you file a case, when his bird is dying, you file a case. You win. When you file a case, when your bird is dying, what will happen? The day you rule, when you're ruling, the day, it's not the time. There is a day in a week, there is once or twice a bird rules, complete full day. Say it is day based, it is my lucky day. It is like my lucky day. My moon is in the 11th house, like you say, the whole day, what I say, it is very lucky for me. There is a day when the whole day is bad. I'm dying. There is something.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yeah, sure.
So I think you're referring to Adhikara Pakshi and Padu Pakshi.
Yes, Adhikara Pakshi and Padu Pakshi.
Now, so is Adhikari Pakshi if it says daytime, what does that mean?
It's only valid for the daytime. There is
What does
Adhikara
that mean?
Pakshi.
What is daytime? Daytime could be
Sunrise to not 12 o'clock, sunrise to sunset. That is
good.
That's the date. Not
Like
what's
Hora.
it, 12, not
Just like Hora. Okay, got
just
it.
like Hora.
Yeah.
It is for the
And
day.
then if it says night, then it's 6 p.m. to 6
Yes,
a.m.
after sunset. After sunset.
After sunset. Okay.
Hmm.
And what about Panchpakshi? That typically is the whole day.
Panchpakshi is for
That's
the whole
usually the
24
whole
hours.
day.
24 hours. Yes, it is
Yeah,
not day
24
and night
hours.
sunset. The ruling bird only will change for one bird rules in the day, one bird. It's not the whole 24 hours. It's from sunrise to sunset only it will rule. Sunset, there's another bird which will rule. So each day that the day one particular bird rules, there is one bird rules the night, and then one bird dies the whole day.
So if they say Panchpakshi is Sunday for crow, then it's only 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Sunday?
No. To the next day.
To the next day. Day and night. Day and night.
Day and night, yes.
So sunrise to sunrise.
Sunrise to sunrise.
Yeah, sunrise to sunrise. Okay,
Yes.
got it.
Yeah. So any other questions, Ajivji?
No, I just want to confirm, Mr. Ram, if his questions have been answered. I asked you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, we are good.
Okay. Okay.
No,
Thank
I
you.
just finished 2-3 more slides, and I'll take more questions.
Okay, sir. Please carry on.
So the thing is, what I say, Muhurta, compatible Namakarana, Vastu remedy, manifestation, many more you can take. This is to come back to us to find out how it's about Tattva alignment. When my Tattva, or you call it your Bio Rythm, is in resonance with the universe. So what I say, we must understand the system is about first to know the universe is vibrating in a particular rhythm. So there are many methods of Rahu, Maganda. There's so many other things are there. Panchpakshi makes it does not give the universal rhythm. It takes your rhythm and takes the universal rhythm. There is a comparison, and when are you in convergence with it or in alignment? That's how it takes a muhurta. This is the base of this muhurta. So you don't need to be a big expert for understanding traditional muhurta. It is a complicated process. You need to know everything about muhurta. You need to know astrology. You need to know the nuances of it. When to take the universal, when you have to make it, how to make it personal. You have to be an expert astrologer, or only then you learn. In this Panchpakshi, it is not that complicated. What is that? You can learn it in a day itself to understand what is the bird, when are the universe rules, when you rule, when they are in synergy. You can learn it in just a single day. You can do it. So you will know. So it is nothing but what is the logic? What is the magic of it? Nothing. It is a tattva. It is what is a function of the tattva and alignment of the tattva. How I vibrate and the universe vibrates, and both are in harmony with each other. This is the logic of the system. But in traditional system, it's a universal vibe. But what is a Rahugal? Is it going to be Rahugal bad for all? Universally, totally. Some people Rahugal, it is good. Why from some people Rahugal is good? For some people, it's very, very bad. Because what is how you vibe with the Rahugal, there is a separate science, nobody started. That is kept for the parambara. In this system, all that is said, you don't need to find out what is whether when is this. It comes together. It is not which is good, which is bad. It is not that way. Is this good for me? This is the most important. Is Rahugal good? It's not going to be that way. Moment when you talk about a function of the bird itself, the function of the bird itself will not say good and bad. Is it what I say suiting me, or it doesn't suit for me? That is how the bird functions itself. Okay. And yes, I'm telling you, we are doing a very detailed calculator with what I told you completely, with the Vastu, with the Namakarna, with the manifestation. For a research person, what I say, he wants to understand more detail. There is something related to that, because he must understand why it's happening. Or it's very complicated for me. I don't know anything about astrology. I touch it. I want everything today. So it is based on that also. I will do a separate session to explain detail about the software. Whatever I talk, you will not understand. But it will come in detail, which is not there in the market. So I thought if I teach a detailed method, and if you do not have a software to use it, it goes for waste. The whole system I taught is practically, it goes for waste. There are many things available like I think only the primary or the primary and that's all. But how to use it? What is the integration? How to know which is good? There are so many complications. I know my primary bird and Sukshma bird does not matter. There is an integration of the 5 birds with my major bird to find out which is my prime time and the Sukshma function. There is a lot of intricacies we'll have to understand. There's a lot of core rules you need to understand to know which is it. It's not complicated, very simple. Once you understand, you will understand. Once you understand, you will know. Chandrashtama, Rav-Kala, Yamaganda, can I do this? Does it override this? Which is important? What I say, so many other complications are there. It's a Siddhar's method of using the core of Muhurta rules, one system. Each system in traditional, what I say, is one particular Rishi, what I say, catering to one particular logic. And it's not complete, it is incomplete. It is not Paksha based, it is not day and night based, it is not horoscope based, it is not personal based, it is just separate, all revealed. Whatever you're seeing in Muhurta is all partially revealed. The complete picture is not revealed. Here you have a system and everything is fit completely. It is Shukla Paksha, Krishna Paksha, day and night, personal, universal, all together. What I say, the system is built. This is a complete system, just not Muhurta. It can, if you understand that time, how time vibes, it's not time, how the universe time is, how time is vibing for me, if I know, and how the universe time, I can use it for everything. For Muhurta, for Prasna, for compatibility, for remedy, for Muhurta, for manifestation, for professional purpose, what to do, everything can be done. So what I say, you understand the logic of the system, then you can, for what I say, use it for various other purposes. From, I told you, Vastu, how the direction itself, east and north is lucky. For my horoscope, Mars is exalted, so south is lucky. One day, each day, south is what I say, 2.5 hours, it is ruling and dying. Morning it dies, evening it dies. What I say, so more south is lucky. If I do in south, I will lose. So you need to know generally what is lucky in a day when it is lucky, and each time when it is lucky. This is a dynamic method. You have to know everything based on everything, whatever aspects to your lucky stone, everything based on you. All of them die. Even your name, an akshara is lucky for you, there is a time which it rules and which dies. So everything is not fixed. What is it? Whatever somebody tells you, these are lucky for you, these colors are lucky, these are lucky for you. No, it changes based on day, based on paksha, and based on time. If you do not know that, it will go there. There is a system which make you understand all this together. This Panchpakshi, what I say, is based on that. Or what I say, you have to understand the complete Muhurta Shastra completely from a parambara, which takes Pakshi onwards, horoscope, personal together. If somebody has taught you that way, what I say, it is one of the grandest of science, if you learn it that way. Or you want a simplified version which has everything and it teaches. Why it does not become famous? Because of this problem. Because it has come down to 12 minutes. Some birds, sub-function is only 12 minutes. So how do I calculate it? I can't be having 250 calculations and looking at 250 calculations, see what to do. Now it is what I say. Now I knew there's a complication. So without what I say, you need to have a software, and on the software you can do it. Okay. So anybody else with any doubts, you can ask me now.
I'll just allow people to unmute.
Yeah.
Now people can unmute,
Yes.
but just request that you ask one at a time. So
yeah.
Alokji had a question, sir. He was saying, will we have an example where we can see what's the full day Pakshi and all? I assume that will be covered during the dedicated session that you will do. Whole day Pakshi.
No, I didn't understand the question. The sense is?
I mean, he wanted a practical example where, we can take a live example to show the chart of a bird belonging to a person.
Don't worry. I will be showing the software itself. No, so you won't worry about it. So with how it functions and complete software, I'll be showing. So live examples and live muhurtas and past incidents, all example charts will also be there. How this has been ruled and used will be there, and I'll show you the software, not calculations. There is most of the class. After class is only calculations. 5 days Panchpakshi class. After class it is only
Correct.
calculation, and 1 day is for the instructions. There are no calculations for you. I will tell you the logic of the calculation, but then you click it, it is front of you. The interpretation part is in the software. I mean, it's to you. The software also does the interpretation, but it's better you know why you are choosing. This is very, very important. If you know that, what I say, I think all of you are very professional astrology, astro savvy, everything. So you must know why this happens, why I choose, based on, it is very, very important. There are many, I'll try to tell you all most of, there are many unsaid things sometimes for some reasons. This has more than what it can be. I may not be revealing many secrets. I leave it to you all to discover the rest of it. I'll give you hints about it. This can be used for various other purposes.
Got it.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yeah, sure.
So, crow is my bird. So, I've noticed that I get along with owls. Is that correct in those relationships that they've mentioned in the classics of Panchpakshi?
All that is correct. That is all correct. See, the only identity, the what is mentioned in the classic, all that is correct. Only for you to find out whether your bird is crow only.
Right. So it's not. You mentioned different things. You said
the rules will not change. The rules will not change. Identifying, finding your bird only, which is my bird, that only you have to find out. Once you know your bird, it's not a problem.
If you know your nakshatra and you know the date of your birth,
yes,
then is that correct for finding the bird?
Yes. Yeah, that's one of the methods.
Yeah, you said there's other methods. So which one do you choose?
No, depends on what purpose.
Oh, what purpose?
See, if as a relationship, the Tidhi bird will dominate more. For professional aspects, the nakshatra bird. Why nakshatra? Nakshatra is your prana. Okay, so depending on what purpose, which from what I say, you are choosing the bird from what I say, your nama, from your nakshatra, from your Tidhi. Many methods are there. For each, for what purpose you have to use which bird, it matters a lot. Your nakshatra bird, yes, nakshatra bird becomes very important. Vital because it's your prana. Nakshatra, in the Panchanga, the day. There is a day bird also.
Bird be used for medicine? Would it be used for the medicine?
That's your prana, no?
Yeah.
Oh, so naturally, when your nakshatra bird becomes very, very important. There is a day bird. See, every day a bird rules. So the day you're born, what is your bird ruling? What is the Tidhi, the bird ruling? Nakshatra, the bird ruling. Rasi bird matters a lot. So each has a specific purpose and meaning. Normally, what I say, they give you the nakshatra bird because it's your prana. Because it's your prana. So prana, that's very important. So it relates with most of the aspects. But relationship, prana is not very important. You have to take a Tidhi bird when it comes to relationship. So
but prana is good for is like nadi, right? So it's health, right?
Yes, for health, the nakshatra will become very important.
Okay.
So the day bird we don't use. So I mean the day or that moment, the bird that rules. You said the bird that rules that day and in that hour also.
Many people assume it is only my bird, bird's function. That alone is important. First, you understand what is the bird ruling first. Without knowing the bird ruling, if your bird is enmitical to the ruling bird, so you must understand a day is depending on my relationship with the ruling bird.
Okay, fair enough.
So there's a lot of subtleties of, let's see, if you go in, not much of you can read in a book and find out. But the secret hidden aspect is, which is my bird and how do I know what I say, how to use it? That matters. That's the secret. So everybody thinks, okay, I know my bird. Okay, the bird is ruling, do it. That's all. As simple as that.
Got it.
Yeah. Anybody else? Any other doubts?
Any other questions? I mean, we are opening this up to all participants. Of course, I think everybody has got a good preview and hopefully we'll see you all in the the dedicated webinar class that we have.
No, I just wanted to know. So I understood Raj's view. So I would like to know others' view, so I can make it accordingly. The style, the presentation style, based on that. That's what this particular main preview shows based on that.
Got it.
Yes.
I mean, there are a lot of philosophical questions to this, because it's very deep.
Yes, definitely. This is Siddha philosophy, no?
Yeah, Siddha is very powerful.
Very, very.
So this is completely new to me. I mean, I knew the topic, but did not get a chance to study it. So I'll just be waiting for the actual course, and we're looking forward to learn from it.
Hi.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But sir, just as an aside, I think the presentation format was very, very modern, I think very contemporary and very nice.
I updated.
Got it.
No, anyway, for Panchpakshi, it was very important. Just not talking, so the notes also is very, very important. So I thought it must go properly. If it doesn't reach properly, not what I say, and if something been written and something. So both the information was very, very nice. Detailed information. I have to put it in limited stuff. No, I have to convey the message correctly. So I took all the pains to see it was conveyed properly in the slides.
Yeah, no, I think the slide way was excellent.
Thank you. Okay. Anybody else? Anything?
Hello, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Sorry, I joined very late, so I really don't know what happened in the beginnings. So anyway, I hope I will get the recording of this, and
this
maybe in the
YouTube,
main course. Yeah, okay, sir. Okay, so the main course, it will start, right?
Yeah. We have one full day course we have.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Sir, namaste, sir. Kumarvel here, your old student.
Yeah.
So it's completely new to me, sir. Like Panchpakshi, I've heard about it here and there, but I don't know what it is. So you'll be always you cover it. What's in a question from basics cover பண்ணிட்டு போவீங்க இல்லீங்களா?
Yes, definitely. It's from basics only. Definitely pop the basics only.
So
not basics, how I teach, not just the basics, the core, what is the substrate, what's the logic, by what, everything. That's very important. Not say just take it rule, not with all the logics, everything will be there. So you will have a lot of, my PPTs, how much I give, no?
Yeah. So one thing is, I just wanted to change last time class no Nama Nakshatra. So after this, I select the name, and with the Panchpakshi, I want to change the name on the Muhurta Mari. So can we use it?
In Panchpakshi, what happens is, your Nama, I was telling you what is good and bad for you. But do you know when your Nama vibrates the best, which day it is at the lowest, or which moment is the lowest? This is a Panchpakshi. It's not about which is my lucky number. It is when does my Nama compete? If I'm just looking at two people playing a game, I'm not looking at the nakshatra or anything, just looking at the name, I will tell who will win just based on the names of the people. Because today, at this moment, one particular akshara will dominate. So it is like that. Not choosing a name. Yes, that is also there. But this is most special, which I didn't teach in Namakarana, is which akshara, how it fluctuates in a day. It rules, it dies, it sleeps, it eats. So this function in a day, how it happens for each akshara is very, very important. So I think this usage is very big, no?
Yeah.
There are huge, wide uses about the aksharas.
Definitely, sir. I'll be waiting to join this thing. I'll see you in the class. Thank you, sir. Thanks.
So Professor Manish is asking about the details of the class. I believe it is 29th. Tentatively, it is scheduled for the 29th.
29th. Yeah, 29th morning, 11 o'clock.
11 o'clock, 29th Sunday. March. 29th March, Sunday.
11 a.m. IST?
11 a.m. IST, yeah.
Oh, that's perfect for me. No, just quick question, William.
Yes, sir.
So on the direction, based on, the direction for the crow, for example, in Shukla Paksha, I believe it's west is the direction, and then in Krishna Paksha, south is the direction. What does that mean?
No, see, this is where it is not always the crow rules. Generally, west is ruled by the crow.
Okay.
But what I say, there is a function each day. It's not a bird eats in a direction, dies in a direction, sleeps in a direction, walks in a direction. So it's like crow walks in the north, rules in the west, sleeps in the east, and dies in the south.
That is correct for crow?
No, I don't remember.
That's an example?
Example, I'm saying. You must
Oh, okay,
know.
it's an example.
So let's
Okay,
say you're
got
a crow. When you're a crow, every 2.5 hours, which direction is ruling? It's not your bird ruling. Which direction you rule? So it is not you rule, the direction you rule. Let's say you're a crow, you're what is say your west direction. You go and do something in the east. So you should do things correctly. You know your bird, when your bird rules, and do it in that direction.
So because west rules crow, when it's ruling, if I go somewhere west, it should be auspicious.
Yes, that is how. And
for example, my Hanuman temple that I visit, Panchmukhi temple in Torrance, California, is west of my location.
Good.
So during ruling,
that
would be auspicious.
Yes, generally that there is a direction, but each day the meaning of your direction changes. Each time the direction meaning changes. So it is not west is always lucky for you. Okay, there is a day, the day that your crow dies, west is unlucky for you.
Got it.
Then there is a method of using which direction should I use that day. Yeah. Yes, sir. Sanjeev, you're telling me something?
No, I was just saying if west is auspicious that day and you go west and go to the temple, should you come back to east in the evening? Because then
no, that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter.
The purpose, no, for which you are going.
It has to be like an event. It's for an event, right? Yeah.
Right. No, more in jest rather than serious.
Yeah. Anybody else? Anything? Dragonji?
Thank you, William G, for this beautiful presentation. I am looking forward for the actual lecture.
Sure. Yeah. Anybody else? I didn't open the doubt section. Sanjeev. Okay.
No, I think we covered all that came in the chat. From time to time, we've covered that. So.
Yeah, sure. Oh, Alok has asked some questions. Yeah.
So we've covered it, and of course, I think we're all keen to see the whole 9 yards. So I'll encourage everybody to, of course, participate in this and reach out. We'll publish, we've mentioned that it is on the 29th of March.
Yes, it's 29th of March. In fact, see, when I started doing this course, first time I decided I must do a software. And for so many classes, I think I don't know how many classes I've done. Last 5 years, I'm doing about 10 classes per year. 5 years, I'm doing, imagine how many classes. I never thought of doing a software. First time for Panchpakshi, I thought, it can't be taught without the software. I looked at the popular softwares. It's incomplete, not correct, wrong. So I teach a system and nobody can use it. What is the use?
Correct.
You must know to use it properly. Tool the minutes, 12 minutes or 24 minutes. Which is my best 12 minutes, 24 minutes. So that everything must be on what I say. I need not to have detail. Yes, theory is there. What I say, but when I'm choosing, I can't calculate. I understand. So one touch, I know it should be there.
Actually, this was my biggest problem, sir. I had gone through a class some 5 years ago.
So always this Panchpakshi was never popular because it never had a software to use it. And because of that, it was never there. It was only the limited people for some limited secrets. It was used. I've seen tantrics laboriously calculating to find the auspicious movement. They know this will never fail. Panchpakshi will never fail. There is a particular sloka and Tamil. What I said, never make enmity with the person who knows Panchpakshi Shastra.
Is that how Rama beat Ravana? Is that how Rama beat Ravana?
There is one sloka in Ramayana which says, Rama tells, this is Abhijit Murta. Now, if you go and make war with Ravana, we will win. It is there. You have
really?
Yes, there is the sloka.
Well, because Ravana was a great astrologer too.
Yeah. But then what I say, when you're clouded with ego and pride and all this, it cloud your judgment. You make the most stupidest mistake,
So I believe, Ravana saw the omens and he would say, the gods are playing with the omens and the signs and the muhurtas.
There is one Ravana Samhita itself. for astrology, a separate book. Then the Ramana Samhita itself. He was an expert in astrology. But imagine when you have a bad period, you will not look into all this. He says, no, Ravana walked on these 9 planets. He was actually not walked on 9 planets. There's with the books we says walked on, and Hanuman came and freed all this planet. He was not that way. He put an yantra which locked all the planets. So he will receive the best. Or the story when Meghnad or his son, he saw all the planets were at the best. Everybody says it was in the 11th house. He wanted his son to be born. And that's when Mandi was born. No, Saturn created Mandi at that time, and
Mandi is Bulaka, Mandi.
Right? He put it in the 8th house. So yes, he will be the best, but he'll have a short life. So Ravana knew all this. There's no wonder he was such a great king, and you needed the god to come and take an avatar to destroy him. Nobody else could do it, right?
William, quick question: do you accept PayPal for that webinar?
Yeah. With PayPal, yes.
Okay. And so March 29th, 11 a.m. IST.
Yes, IST.
Which would be March 28th, 10 p.m. maybe for me. Yeah.
It's a night out.
Yeah, it's a night. Yeah.
The owl will rule.
The owl, yes, the night. He's a crow.
Yeah. I think I'm a crow, but you never know.
We'll find out soon.
Yeah, exactly.
See, that's why I tell you the traits, so you can find out there are 2 major systems. You can find out which suits you. So you, which is this part or that part. So you know your traits, characters now. So looking at you don't look like an owl. You should definitely be the vulture or the crow. One of them. You have a lot of fire element in.
Yeah, I do. I'm a little fiery.
Yeah. So that is the aspect. So you should. So once you know your tattva correctly, you will know when to do, which suits your tattva, or which tattva is in harmony with it. You can do it. Not to do it anything during a watery tattva.
By the way, are you knowledgeable about Siddha medicine?
Yeah. It comes with it. Astrology comes part. All my discussion,
because when I was in India living in Mumbai for a little bit, I studied a little Siddha medicine, but I couldn't find much literature on it. And the beautiful thing is it's alchemy. There's a lot of alchemy in Siddha medicine.
In fact, Panchpakshi, alchemy is one separate subject.
Oh wow, that's cool.
The original, the Panchpakshi book, you will see alchemy part of Panchpakshi. There's no alchemy without Panchpakshi. I didn't touch all those. In class, I will give some, but a lot about alchemy is there in Panchpakshi.
That's wonderful.
Actually, William sir's classes always have these nuggets of esoteric knowledge. So I think that's what works for a lot of us. And sir, we are waiting, with bated breath, looking forward to the session.
Yes.
If it's okay, sir, we'll wrap up now.
Sure. Yes, sir. I think everybody's questions we have answered. Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir. This was wonderful.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, William.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Stopping the recording.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dragon City.